Glass House, and I think Roma and the other opens. So we should have a girls game on at 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Don't hurry. Where is it?
Is that Smallville?
Smallville? Wow.
Playing Booker T tonight. And they keep running live.
That's awesome.
So Brent, he texted me exactly at 3:59, saying that he's running behind. It takes probably about 12 minutes to get here from the hospital, because that's about what time he left.
We can start it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we can roll in surely by 4 to 8.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Welcome to DIA. It is March 4th, 2025. Call the meeting to order. And I'll give us our invocation, and then I'll have Cindy call the roll. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for today. I want to thank you for the protection of the storm. Just ask that you be with the workers as they look to restore electricity to those without it in our city and surrounding areas. Just ask for blessings for travel, for our Durant folks heading up to Sapulpa tonight for the basketball game, and continue to be with the Robinson family and all those involved with search and rescue. Continued for Clara and, of course, the family dealing with that tragedy and the ongoing support the community and the school provides them. Continue to ask your blessing upon those that are continuing to pour into that family. Lift up the members of the DIA today. Dear God, just continue to bless them and help them have open minds as we continue to move things forward as a city, where we can as a DIA, and the properties that you've given to us. Help us to be good stewards of them as well as seek out new opportunities. Thank you for Kathy and her leadership. Continue to bless her and the things she's doing. Go ahead of us. We know Durant is a great place, and we look forward to Durant being even a better place tomorrow under your leadership. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Cindy, if you don't mind calling the roll for us, please.
Trustee DeWald.
Here.
Trustee Kuykendall.
Here.
Trustee Simulescu is absent. Trustee Rudolph.
Here.
Trustee Tucker.
Here.
Vice Chairman Newsom is absent. Chairman Rogers.
Here. We have a quorum. Thank you, Cindy. Order of business, we'll start with consent items 1. Consider approval of meeting minutes from February 4, 2025. If you've had a chance to review those minutes, I'll entertain a motion for approval. All right, we have motion on the floor. Call the vote, please.
Trustee DeWald.
Yes.
Trustee Kuykendall.
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph.
Yes.
Trustee Tucker.
Yes.
Chairman Rogers.
Yes. Consent item has approved. Moving to item 2, consider items removed from consent. There are none. Item 3, informational items. A, January 2025 DIA and sales port reports. I'll turn it over to Kara.
Okay, so account number 020 continues to operate well under budget for this fiscal year. Sorry, I had to be fixed there. Okay, account 020 continues to operate well under budget on all line items except utilities for this fiscal year. This account has a surplus of $5.9 million at this point. Account 110 is also on budget, and it has total equity holdings of $7.3 million. So we are operating exactly on task right now on everything except utilities.
Why is that?
I have no idea why.
Because you run the air really cold, Grace. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what properties we would have that would.
It's just slightly over by like $156 right now.
Oh,
So
context.
context, sorry,
$156.
slightly over.
$7 million surplus, but we're $156 over.
We're counting the pennies. We're good stewards of
I
our
mean,
money.
we're good steers over tax money.
That's right. Any questions for Kara? Budget, finances? Need proof of that 156 by next month, Kara. All right, 3B, Executive Director's Report. Call Kathy to the floor. Welcome, Kathy.
You. Chairman Rogers, trustees. So good afternoon. Moving into the budget season in the next few months, during the month of March and April, we will be having open strategy meetings whereby the trustees together and anybody interested will be having conversations, moving through plans and strategy for this next year as we define priorities. The 2025 and 2026 budget will be presented to the council for approval in June. And so please be on the lookout for those meetings, and then please prioritize your availability based on the topics that you're interested in and where your experience and your gifting could best be used. I'd like to share that there has been a position posted for an executive assistant for economic development, and this position will serve both my role with the Industrial Authority and my role for the city in economic development. It should be open about another 10 days. So some of you have recommended candidates. Thank you for that. And then and then for those of you that did not know that was posted, please recommend anybody that you think would be of value to economic development. Also, the owners of the Big Lots Distribution Center have employed several senior brokers to aid in the recruitment of a tenant. And on the phone this morning with one of those brokers, I can confirm with you that Project Sand is still a viable option, and those brokers are engaging that project on behalf of the DIA, so they're an added team member in the suitability as a tenant and a project for us. For those of you here today and those of you listening online, you will recognize that this is the third month in which we have chosen only to record and not live stream this meeting. Again, I will state that this is on purpose. If you are listening, then we know that you're interested enough in what we are doing here in the council chambers that we invite you to re-engage this community and come back to the meeting. And we want you to do that because if you're listening, then we know that you care about moving Durant forward, and we would like for you to be a part of this season here. So also the past few months since January, I have recognized different organizations across the Durant community who make an impact in economic development. And I would like to say right now, it's with great honor that I stand before you and also that I speak before the city of Durant because I'm really proud to serve the Durant Industrial Authority. I want to say publicly that every one of you serves with a heart for Durant. You are leaders in your respective organizations, and you have chosen with honor and integrity to invest in this place that we all call home. So it is these collective choices that you make together with how you serve and where you serve that raises the quality of life here in Durant, and that in and of itself is a contributor of overall economic development for our community. Because it's at the end of the day that this, your behavior, your leadership, your character is the foundation of relationships. And at the core of that is showing up for something bigger than yourself. So thank you for being a part of economic development for the city of Durant. And so specifically narrowing in on an organization today, I would like to recognize First United Bank, but more specifically, I'd like to recognize our chair, Brett Rogers, who is also the community bank president for First United. So specifically. Specifically, Brett, we would like to say thank you for being a huge champion for the United Way Be a Hero run. Countless hours and hundreds of people involved this past weekend, and we thank you for serving and looking to our community to make that happen. You also lead the Durant Market branches during the United Acts of Kindness Day, and Durant alone committed over 17,000 acts of kindness on this day, and that did not include the partners outside of 74701. And so we know that was your influence and your leadership, and we're grateful for that. Also, you were a huge supporter this semester for Southeastern students who participated in the blood drive on campus at Southeastern, and you were part of that lunch. You also have supported the Robinson family as much as we think anybody has, as you championed the implementation of a Jeans Day fundraiser, and then you also championed a county-wide bake sale to raise funds for the family of Will Robinson, and then also the family of Kylie Rice. So thank you for that. Brett, you also have championed a Super Bowl fundraiser for an employee within your own organization whose family is going through expensive medical treatments. You have supported the idea of First United investing in an 8th grade career discovery day. And then this is something that we would like to champion, all the trustees and myself. But congratulations on being the 2025 winner of First United's Annual Service Award for your dedication for championing the community. So all things that we know you would not tell us yourself. And last but not least, happy birthday in February. So in closing, I would say that some people say that there is a ministry in just showing up, and that showing up matters. And so thank you, Brett, for showing up for Durham. Moving into administration. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Real quick, when I asked the bank to make a comment about Brett, your bank family said that they rely on you for your ability to galvanize ideas and your endless love and support for the community. So, thank you, Brett. All right. Number 4, moving into administration. I, in a minute, am going to ask Shelton Williams, our CEO of Alliance Health, to come up and share an update on the ARIVAC project. However, before I do that, I really quickly want to say that you can find many articles out of the MIT Sloan School of Management tackling executive leadership. Specifically, there's a fellow named Hal Gregerson who addresses the value added to executive level curiosity and humility. And one example that he uses is of the Uber CEO who in 2022 slid behind the wheel of an Uber and experienced what it was like firsthand to be a driver for the platform, traffic and all. And so the insights gained to make that driver experience better for Uber were exponential in nature and size and impact, because that CEO actually put himself in conditions where he realized he had been wrong in leading, and he had made assumptions that weren't broad and complete in moving forward. And so in that position of being uncomfortable, he was very reflective about how, what is the right thing for this company? What is the right thing to move everybody forward? And what's really going to amplify success for us? And so Gregerson, in writing about this is one example, but he has example upon example just like that, whereby in summary, the ability to get to the right questions is essentially at the core of mastering the art of solutions. And so as I introduce Shelton, I just want to thank the trustees publicly because ARIVAC needed a solution, and it's because of your leadership and your ability to be humble and curious about the process, and all of you collectively asking your questions that we were able to look across Durant and do the right thing for the community. So I'm really thankful that Shelton is here to share about this partnership and how the resolve is coming together, and I think you will be encouraged.
Welcome, Shelton. Thanks for joining us today. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. Well, first of all, just want to say good afternoon. I really, when it comes to asking the right questions, the first thing that comes to mind is anytime that you think about patient care, I always put myself really in, if I'm the patient, what would I like to see? I joined Alliance Health actually in August of 2023, and the first question I asked myself was, why do we not have a helicopter or an ARIVAC partner or a partner similar that is located on our campus? And so those questions I began to kind of unravel just with our team. And actually, we met with ARIVAC going back to 2023, and but at the same time, we understood that there were things and plans in place to already move that forward. And so I remember receiving a call probably a couple months ago about, hey, if there was an opportunity for AirEvac to be located on your hospital campus, what are your thoughts about that? And so it really began to really bring that back, those questions when I first got here. And so we really met as a team to try to figure out how we could make that happen. And so interestingly enough, we just happened to have space, unutilized space. And so we really, and I appreciate Kathy helping to facilitate bringing people together. But at the same time, AirEvac, our team, and trying to find a solution to bring them closer to our patients at the end of the day. And so that process really started just a little over 2 months ago, and trying to figure out what would be needed to bring them on our campus. And so I'm pleased to share that as a part of this iterative process, one thing is that excites us is AirEvac has been able to facilitate drawings, and really we get to utilize space that was, quite frankly, it really wasn't space that we could dedicate to patient care, but most importantly, it brings a strong community partner closer to our patients. And so it aligns with everything that we were trying to accomplish as we move towards primary stroke. At the end of the day, having a flight service help us to immediately get a patient to a higher level comprehensive stroke program is what this partnership enables us to do. So it is a win-win. I received news last Friday that AirEvac had been approved for their funding to move forward with construction. So that's exciting. And now really there's a couple of other items that will most importantly work out over the next few weeks. But really the goal is to bring them onto our campus and get them there as soon as they're able. So I'm just pleased to report that we've been able to make it a successful relationship. AirEvac is very pleased about that. We've shown that we care and we want to be a partner with them. And so really that's it from our report. But most importantly, this helps to bring it helps us to bring transport services, immediate transport services that are located on our campus. And so no matter where a patient may be in over 10.5 counties, at the same time, it allows us to immediately get that patient, bring them to our hospital, regardless of whether or not that, if EMS transport can't get on the road because of resources, hey, we've got you. So excited to report that.
It's awesome news.
That's all I've got.
Quick question. I know we're just starting this back up. They just got approval. What do you think time frame looks like?
Great question. So time frame right now, I would say we're probably about a month out when it comes to finalizing their drawings. We've got to go through the city process, making sure that the building meets the necessary requirements for occupancy. There's going to be a slight occupancy change. So I expect at least a month on the drawings. Once we get those drawings approved, I expect construction is probably no more than 60 days. It's very minor work to make it really quarters that their flight crews can actually live in, essentially. So no more than 90 days at most. So you would be looking at probably before the end of summer or right in the middle of summer.
Awesome.
Yeah. So a little bit more information about what the space entails. As you're aware, AirEvac, their flight crew, they essentially live in a base, 24/7, so that they can respond to calls very timely. So for us, the living quarters, or at least their base, is going to entail living, like sleeping areas. It's going to involve a kitchen, a dining area, a place for them to hang out while they're not actively involved in a transport. And so the goal is to make it comfortable for them. These are first responders that they're choosing to they've chosen a calling, and they're going to be living away from their family while they're on duty. And so we want it to be comfortable for them. We want that living area so that it can actually meet the needs of them when it comes to washing their clothes or those kinds of things. So thankfully, again, we're looking at a little over about 1,100 square feet. You have about 3 crew members who are going to be living in this area. They actually, AirEvac told us, hey, this is a little bit bigger than we had thought it was going to be, and normally what they station as a base. So they were pretty excited that the area was larger than what they normally see for their bases.
Very good.
All at the same time while repurposing unused space.
Right. Great collaboration. I think I heard you say facilitate. That's what it takes. Good community partners. Appreciate Alliance being one of those partners for us. So
Absolutely.
thank you. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Kathy, anything else from 4A? Okay. Section 5, executive session. Consider entering into executive session, discuss land sale, property, and appraisal regarding Steel Fab, and then 1903 Arkansas. Do we have consideration to move to
I move
executive?
that we go into executive session at this time.
All right. Let's call a vote, please.
Trustee DeWald? Trustee Kuykendall? Trustee Rudolph? Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Chairman Rogers?
Yes. We'll be right back. welcome the trustees back. Look for a motion to return.
I'll make that motion that we return to regular session.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. Call a vote, please.
Trustee DeWald,
Yes.
Trustee Kuykendall,
Yes.
Trustee Rudolph,
Yes.
Trustee Tucker,
Yes.
Chairman Rogers.
Yes. Executive session, there's no action on, let's see, 5A with consideration with Steel Fab. Kathy's going to continue working towards resolution there, so no vote needed. And on 5B, no action. Moving into 6, new business. Trustees? Kathy, anything? New business? Nothing? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Call the vote, please.
Trustee DeWald,
Yes.
Trustee Kuykendall, Trustee Rudolph,
Yes.
Trustee Tucker,
Yes.
Chairman Rogers.
Yes. We're adjourned. Thank you, guys.